330-729-9977. 330-729-9977. Three lines are open for any legal questions that you might have. We take on all comers, and it's a good time if you have one to give us a call when we begin. 330-729-9977, and you could get in rotation, and we'll try to hook you up with our attorneys. Let's go to the law firm of Beatrice Kopp and see who is joining us tonight. Is attorney Mark DeVecchio with us tonight?
Attorney Mark DeVecchio is present and accounted for.
Yes, we can always count on DeVecchio. Mr. Reliable is how we refer to DeVecchio.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
Because he is exactly that. Mark always.
You hear that microphone moving around? You hear that cracking and popping?
You know what? It's the most frustrating thing for our listening audience. You know what I mean?
Well,
How's that, Ron?
That
How
can
do I
only
sound?
mean one thing.
How do I sound now, Ron?
Well, we would appreciate it if you would come and adjust your mic prior to the program coming on.
I'm sorry, I was reading an email.
That doesn't matter.
Still technically working.
The 35 plus years of this program, it starts on time.
I understand. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'll try to do better.
Please do. I mean, I'm trying my best with you, and I'm slowly getting there. Welcome, Attorney Beatrice. You were absent last week.
Where was I last week?
Somewhere in Ohio.
Marion. Yeah, I had to go to Marion County.
Why are you in all these other counties?
Ron, let's take some calls. I had a rough day. And if you're going to start picking my wings off, I don't know if I can psychologically take your abuse
David,
tonight.
I understand, but I'm here for you. What was so tough and rough with your day today?
I had a very, I can't believe it's Thursday evening already.
Yeah, it went fast.
It went fast.
Blink your eyes.
I blinked my eyes,
But why was your day so difficult? I want to be here for you, David. I want to be here.
Yeah.
He wants you to lean on him, Dave. He's there for you.
I don't want to lean on Ron. I don't want to lean on Ron.
Hey, Mark, what's the song?
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. That's what I'll do, Dave.
There you go.
Just
Mark.
call on me, brother, when you need a hand. That's all I got to say. We all need somebody to lean on.
Let's see if Frank. You want to see if Frank's here today? Frank, are you here? Wait, let's see if Frank's here. Hold on a second.
Stop picking on Frank.
No, we got to. I'm allowed to. Right?
No, you're not. No, you're not. I don't want you to pick
Frank,
on
are you
Frank.
here? We represent the Lollipop Kids, the Lollipop Kids, the Lollipop Kids.
That's not really very nice to make fun of
Oh,
someone's
man.
stature. It really is.
I don't care.
Yeah, but
He and Brian, and there's another one. We did we had like a talent show at the firm, and they dressed up as the Lollipop Kids. It was funny.
And you, of course, performed your songs from Hello Dolly that you.
I did. I was the waiter, Stanley, and Hello Dolly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're not going to lean on me, so I guess I can take some calls.
Yes, you can.
For you.
Go right ahead.
All right. You're on the air with our attorneys tonight. Hello.
Hello. My question is concerning a trust. My mom has a trust, and recently she ran out of money, so we had to borrow money against the house, a home equity loan, to keep her going for people to take care of her, that come in to the house and, take care of her. So the question is, she has a trust, and she has some rental properties. My question is, if she would ever run out of money or have to go into a nursing home, does the trust protect the houses from the nursing home or Medicaid?
It depends on the trust, right,
Depends
David?
on the
yeah,
trust.
There's different kinds of trusts.
Was it a revocable or irrevocable trust?
Revocable, meaning you could change it.
Well,
Well,
that doesn't protect anything.
Yeah, that doesn't. If you could revoke it, it means you
Why
have
did she have to
control
go
of it.
borrow money? If the trust is revocable, she could just. Is she the trustee and the beneficiary?
No, my oldest brother is.
Is what, the trustee?
Yes, the executor and trustee.
Okay, and who's the beneficiary? Your mom?
Well, it's in the trust. It's set up, obviously, when she leaves,
Well, okay, before she leaves.
Is she the sole beneficiary or their other named?
Was that say she had to go into a nursing home.
That
she
trust,
rents out
that
a-
revocable trust does not protect it. No,
The rentals are not protected.
nothing in that revocable trust is protected.
If
If it was a non-revocable trust, would they be protected? If we changed the
Yeah, but do you have a 5-year look back?
Do you know, the caller, do you know for certain? I'm asking you this question. Do you know for certain that it is a revocable trust? That's a yes or no.
I would say yes, because they updated it about a year ago.
All right. And they updated it to why did they update it?
To basically clarify who gets what. There were some certain things that need clarified. It wasn't spelled out, so a couple
Yeah.
things needed spelled out.
So Medicaid's going to make you spend down to get to a certain level before she becomes Medicaid eligible.
Did you hear what Dave said, caller? It's a 5-year look back period, and it has to be an irrevocable trust, which means you own nothing. The trust owns it all.
Right.
Gotcha. So it has to be an irrevocable trust, and even if I change it now, there's a 5-year look back. So either way, nothing would be protected then at this time in place. So there's really nothing you could do.
How old's
That's
your
fair to
mother?
say.
How old's your mom?
91.
Well, hopefully she's healthy till she's 96.
Good.
Yeah, me too. She keeps clicking along, so it's just we're just trying to avoid the
Well, go
the
see
nursing
him.
home because it's like $10,000 a month, and I don't know how anybody in their right mind can afford it. But
Well, usually when people hit a skilled care, it's about 13 months is the average stay.
yeah, I heard the same thing. Yep. But still, that's $130,000 we don't have. So obviously, we have to start selling things. So,
Right.
but all right, I appreciate
All right.
the information. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Good
very
luck.
much.
It's why, David, really, and Mark, you have to do estate planning when you're healthy
right.
Yeah.
and you're younger. You know,
And it
it's-
would be good if we not have so many cuts to Medicaid, but I don't want to get into that.
well, no,
discussion.
I don't think that's an issue. I think when we take a look at when you're healthy, like when you're your age, Dave, you have to start thinking about skilled nursing care and having a trust and putting your affairs in order when you're your age, right, Dave?
Yeah, my kids are going to just steal my money is basically what's going to happen. Unless I could spend it all down.
That's what you got to try to do.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you better put it in an irrevocable trust.
I'm not doing that. I'm not giving up control of my assets.
Really?
Oh, who am I going to put in charge of my assets? My daughter.
Ron Verb is volunteering.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Hey, you know I won't pull the plug.
Oh, sure you won't.
Right off the bat, I'll give you a month.
I've already put Ron in control of all of my
Well,
doings.
yeah.
Yes.
You love living dangerously is all I can say.
Are you serious, Dave? You would never, you personally wouldn't have a irrevocable trust?
No. I think I have enough between my retirement, what I have, to take care of any, should I hit a nursing home. Unless it was, a 10-year stay in a nursing home, and then probably not. But
At that
I
point,
have
you gotta
I
think
have
about what your
enough
quality of life is.
for 2 years of nursing home. If I hit skilled care and I go more than 2 years, well,
I'd say I got 12 months, then put a pillow over my
Let me
head.
ask you this, Dave. Do you want me to come in and smother you with a pillow?
That's
I
exactly
would
what I was
rather,
thinking.
I'd rather you do that, Ron. No, you know what I'd rather you do, Ron? I'd rather you come in. I'm not able to talk, and you just talk to me for an hour straight, okay? And that'll kill me.
Can I confess something to you, Attorney Beatrice?
Go ahead.
I, Ron Verb, have an irrevocable trust.
There you go.
I do. All
So
right,
who's in charge of your money?
my son?
I figured that. I was going to tell you that.
My
It's a good guy to put in charge.
So you're the beneficiary of the trust, right?
Am I?
I don't know. I'm asking you. Are you?
I'm not going to get into the details of it. I had it.
So you took all your money and just gave it to your son.
He gets the spillover. Any spillover goes to Ron.
Yeah, well, they're going to grab that spillover. They're going to grab whatever benefit he gets from the irrevocable trust.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I gave it all to Mark DeVecchio. I don't know how to tell you, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I hurt your feelings.
He's
why I've been smiling
he's
so
a lead
much.
singer in a rock band. By the way, we're on Facebook Live, Instagram Live. We now have a YouTube channel. We're starting to get some followers. Put a lot of interesting stuff on our YouTube channel. I want Leo to show me how to update or just to upload to YouTube, because I want to start doing that.
Yeah, and incidentally, you're also on the radio. I didn't know if you were aware of that. You're on the air with the attorneys tonight. What's your legal question? Hello. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How
Go
you
ahead.
doing this evening?
Send it to
We're
me.
well.
My mom lived in Texas, and she passed away. And she left some CDs, which my sisters and me divided. Now her estate is we're waiting for probate. Now once that sells, I'm going to get a chunk of that, probably 50,000, and I got 100,000 off the CDs. They told her, my sister who lives in Texas, that she wouldn't have to file anything because they had like up to $3 million on a death tax before you would have to claim anything. My question is,
I don't think that.
Thing to Ohio tax.
No. Ohio got rid of it. It's a state tax. That is an inheritance. It's not income. So you don't have to pay tax on it. I tell people, if you live in Ohio or you live in a state where they got rid of the estate tax, unless you hit a $12 million threshold, that's when the federal estate tax starts kicking in. I don't believe Texas has an estate tax. I could be wrong.
I think Texas is a tax-friendly state, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it is. That's why they keep growing.
Right.
Okay, that's great. That made my day. I hope you folks have a great day.
You too. Keep listening.
Yeah, Dave's not having that good a day. He had a bad day, but he won't share it with me. And I'm concerned about that.
I just had a long day. I had to be in Cleveland twice this week. I had to be in Erie County. I was all over the place.
Cleveland?
Yes.
This explains it all, folks, because nothing kicks Dave's ass more than federal court. Now I understand.
Because when you go to federal court, you have to give. I'm and no disrespect to any common pleas judge, but the federal judge. I mean, they. You ever hear the saying, "Don't make a federal case out of it"?
Yes.
They say that for a reason, because when you make a federal case out of it, it's a different. It's just
The
different.
complexities are so much deeper.
It's the complexities. It's
the restrictions, the
the-
requirements,
yeah,
the
requirements,
expectations.
the judges.
Yeah.
You know, they want you to bring your A game, and they don't like.
It's like there's a graduation from municipal court to common pleas court,
Right.
and another one from common pleas to federal
Court. And
You have
then
to
when you
step
go
up your
from
game at each level.
the federal court, and I argued a case in the 6th District Court, and it was just a step up from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the federal court, how do you think it went?
We got to continue because there was a snafu with something, and so we got to continue, and it's just more work for me.
Well, see, so it went okay.
It went okay.
That's just kicking the can down the road, though.
But it's
Oh,
still
Yeah, I
you
gotta
just-
go
you
back.
kick the can down the road.
Mark,
Yes.
we're not going to make him feel better if you go with the kicking the can down.
Well, I mean, that's actually what happened, Ron. That
I
whenever
understand, but I'm trying to get him in a better.
trust, when you get a continuance, you feel good for an hour, and then you worry about, okay, well, I still have to worry about this because I just kicked it for 2 weeks.
Right.
Mark, what you're doing is kicking a man when he's down.
Thank you very
In
much.
federal court, I'm trying to boost him back up.
Right.
I'm like a coach. I'm patting him on the back. You know, I'm on the pitcher's mound. I'm telling him everything will be okay. Get back in the game, champ.
All right. Thank you. What a pep talk that is. for me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You're on the air with our attorneys tonight. Hello.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you this evening?
Good. How are you? How can we help you?
Quick question for you about an employment question.
All right.
If you have, which takes precedence, the work at will in the state of Ohio, or a document that you would have signed with a employee handbook stating a different amount of time for notice of when you quit?
I would say the handbook because that's a contract. So
Well, no. The employee handbook does not constitute an employment contract. It does lay out, though, obligations of
and
how much
terms of when-
termination.
Yes. So that you couldn't, if there were terms for termination, I would say that would apply over the at-will principles.
Right.
Yes.
But most employee handbooks I have
How about
seen
if you're
say you're still an employee at
It
will.
will. Yeah, that's true.
And you could be fired at any time. That's most employee handbooks, what I see in them.
Unless you're protected by a union.
You want to know if you can
what
quit?
if you're if you're gonna quit and they say, well, you have to give a month's notice, and you say, well, I only want to give 2 weeks notice.
Okay, well, they can't. There's the 13th Amendment. You know about that. They can't
Indentured servitude.
involuntary servitude.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you have like accumulated sick pay or vacation pay, they might not give that to you.
Exactly. And you'd be out your last 2 weeks pay.
Possibly.
Are you owed any vacation time?
Yes.
Okay, so
All right.
you might be giving them an out on the vacation time.
So basically,
Do you have a job lined up that pays you more?
Potentially.
Well, do the numbers.
Well, I think what he's saying is he's not sure if he has the job yet. And if he gets the job, he wants to know if he could pivot and get out in 2 weeks as opposed to 30 days.
I think that's what he's asking.
Right.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. And I think that you might have trouble getting your vacation pay, but you might get it too. I mean,
And when David says do the math, I mean, if you're making more money, it's what's most advantageous to you at the end of the day. I mean, if you're willing to, if it's a better opportunity, if it's a better job, then forego. You take the risk. You roll the dice.
yeah.
hey, how about this? Take your vacation before you turn in your notice.
I thought about
Or start
that.
taking vacation now.
My mind.
Why don't you take a 2-week vacation now?
Right. And then get rid of your vacation time. And then there's no law that says he can't give a 2-week notice and leave, though, right, Dave? I mean,
No, I mean,
No,
you can give it
yeah.
2 weeks now. Look, it just gives the employer potentially a chance to say, well, you didn't give us the month's notice that we required, and therefore we don't have to pay you the vacation time. I mean, who knows what a court would rule? You'd have to look at everything. Okay. But if you got a job that paid you twice as more, all right, well, that's why I said do the math. Why don't you take a couple weeks now?
your
I
vacation.
probably will. That probably would be the option.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes more sense.
All right.
That makes more
Very good.
sense. Very good. I'm glad we're able
All
to
right, I
solve.
appreciate it.
Thank you very
But
much.
it was just for clarification, Dave, with Ohio being an employee at will state and he's not in a union, the handbook you said is not legally binding, that it's a suggestion that you give a month's notice, but he can give a 2-week notice.
He can.
Yes,
But then the employer might come back and say, well, we told you.
anything they could do to reciprocate the favor
Yeah.
by not following the rules, they may make it more difficult for him. Any way they could scrimp or anything they
I'd
could
have
do.
to read it. It says if you don't give us a month's notice and you have any vacation time coming, you don't get it.
Or if they have recourse and say, if you try to take your vacation time and then give notice, then we could come after you to.
Well, you'd have to read what's in that.
Right.
But if I was him, I'd take 2 weeks vacation, put in for the job, or wait, put in for the job and then say, here's your month's notice. Or maybe tell the employer, I got to give them a month's notice or I'm going to lose my vacation time. Can you give me, can I start in 3 weeks instead of 2 weeks or 30 days?
I think you're putting the carriage before the horse. You got to get the job first. If the job's offered, then you worry about it. Until you have the job, I wouldn't even worry about it.
Right. All right, Ron, do we have any more calls?
Yes. Relax a little bit. Take a deep.
Why do I sound tense?
Just relax. Yes, you sound
Why?
tense. Just take it. I don't know. You sound tense. You sound uptight. I need you just to relax.
Okay.
Are you going camping?
Breath.
I'm not going camping.
Well, you sound too tense.
Oh my gosh.
You're on the air with our attorneys. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes. what's your
Hello.
question, please.
Hello. I have two quick questions. we keep getting this 2025 benefit information for Ohio residents in the mail. I wondered if that's valid. They want you to send in for information. I don't know if that's a scam or not.
What type of benefit?
Expenses up to $35,000. This payment is tax-free for Ohio residents.
Sounds like a scam to me.
Well, no, who's it from, caller?
It's from, let me see here, 2025 benefit information for Ohio citizens.
Yeah, and there's
who a free Walmart gift card.
Well, who is it from? Who is the letter from?
Well, it just says that National Reply Center. Doesn't give a name of anything.
Yeah,
yeah, that's sketch.
That's sketchy, meaning sketchy.
I would not. Anytime someone offers you free money,
yeah,
I would be very skeptical.
Anytime. Usually, it's not something for nothing unless you're certain people in the world.
Not mentioning any names, but I know somebody that got a message saying all you have to do is send in your information to this, and they'll give you $30,000.
Yeah,
no strings attached. Next thing you knew, cops were being called because money was being withdrawn from bank accounts.
Right.
So be very careful.
Yeah. And one more quick one, honey. Do you guys do wills?
Yeah, we do that.
Absolutely.
You can give us a call.
Come see us.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for listening.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
She called us honey. I love that. I love to get. I like when somebody calls me honey. That's nice.
I get called a lot of names. Honey,
not
isn't
honey.
one of them.
Not honey.
No.
Never heard anybody call you honey.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody that ever called Dave honey either.
You should see what Frank did to me. He paid me back pretty good.
What'd he do?
Did you see the poster upstairs?
Oh, I saw the posters. Classic.
Yeah.
I told her I got to take a picture of it.
Oh, don't take a picture of it.
Yeah, no,
there's
it's
no
excellent.
need to take a picture of that. What Frank did to me. He got me back pretty good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay.
Are your feelings hurt? Do you need?
No, listen to me. I have the hide of a rhinoceros. You understand that?
Those pictures of you though on that board were not very flattering. They were
care.
not very flattering.
I don't care. Who exactly at this age in my life am I trying to impress?
Nobody based on those pictures that are pasted on that board.
It's like many people have said over the years, you have the hide of a rhinoceros and the body shape of a pear.
That's correct.
We'll come back. All right, we'll come back with Attorney Beatrice.
Why is it so hard for me to upload to YouTube?
Some online financial services don't want you to talk to a live human being offering customer service.
Huh?
Eddie.
All right.
Frank, are you ready? We represent.
Here we go. Let's take a call. You're on the air. Hello. Are you there, caller? Online.
Hello?
Yes. Your question, please.
Yes, thank you. I was to have a procedure done in a hospital today, and they called me yesterday and said I had to pay. I had $3,000 deductible, and I had to pay $1,200 up front today, or I can't have a procedure. With the Affordable Health Care Act, is that legit?
That's your deductible, you see.
$3,000.
And they wanted you to pay $1,200 before they touched you.
That was how much my procedure would have been.
So you have to pay up to $3,000 before the insurance kicks in.
Yes, yeah, Dave. Yes, Dave.
So they want you to pay for the procedure.
Yeah, your insurance won't kick in until you spend the first $3,000, and then insurance will cover it.
I understand that, but
Have you spent $3,000 this year, this calendar year?
yeah, it's a calendar year.
No, have you spent?
Have you spent the money though? Have you spent the $3,000 for medical
I have not.
expenses? Okay, well,
Was
all
it
right.
elective surgery or something you know that's
I
emergent?
had appointment for 4 months. And they called me a day before it. It's a heart procedure, basically. Test.
A heart test. Okay. They're going to run a
Yeah.
test.
Well, I mean, if I was you, I'd pay the $1,200.
Well, I will. I mean, I got to get on mutual funds because my savings I spend, so I don't keep anything in my savings. But yeah, I just didn't know that.
Well, how
Yeah,
are you
you
going
would-
to pay?
you would owe it
How are you
one
going
way
to
or
pay the
another.
$1,200 when they sent you the bill?
I didn't get the bill yet. I haven't had the procedure.
Well, you understand that the hospital doesn't want to chase its money, Dave. After they do the procedure,
Right.
on this guy to pay. I mean, anytime
You're going to be out $1,200 either way, caller, right?
Well, I totally understand that, but the Affordable Health Care, whatever it's called, Act says you cannot do that.
I don't know that to be the answer.
Especially when you have a $3,000 deductible.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Okay.
I mean, I'll tell you this much. Anytime I've ever had a test done, they always want the deductible up front.
Every time I've gone to the doctor, they want your copay.
Yeah.
They want money up front before any
Yeah.
kind, even routine checkups. They want money up front.
Because
Right.
How many people have stiffed them? Do you think and not paid it?
Oh, no, definitely. I totally understand.
Or
that.
got it done and have filed
Okay.
bankruptcy.
But like I said, I
Now what?
don't want to say this. I Googled it and they said it.
Uh,
I know.
what's wrong with your heart?
Infraction supposed to be 60%. Mine's pumping 20.
Well, that's a big problem.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
get it looked at.
I don't know if I'd gamble $1,200.
Yeah, it's worth $1,200.
you know, to prove a point. Like, it sounds to me like they wanted to put a stint in.
Well, this test would be fine if that's where I'm going.
I
with
think
the
I'd
test.
pay the $1,200 too, Dave.
All day.
Delay the test.
Every day. Why
Twice
would you
on
gamble
Sunday.
with your health?
Kids, grandkids.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Thank
Good
you.
luck, sir.
Good luck.
To a dance recital about 27 years ago in Stanball Auditorium.
Wait, what did you say?
Later, you were funny.
I,
I said I sat next to you at a dance recital with our daughters. Well, not ours, but the daughters at a dance recital probably 27 years ago.
oh my
Stanball
gosh.
Auditorium.
Yeah, I remember that.
You were funny as heck.
Oh, Dave's
Still am.
very hilarious.
I
Dave's
still am.
funny, yeah.
Still, except when I have to deal with Ron. What are you
No, I
doing,
don't
Mark?
think It's a case of dealing with me. I find you to be funny as well.
Yeah.
You're a very funny guy, Dave.
Oh, I'm a funny guy, like funny, like I entertain
What do
you.
I? Yeah. What am I here for? Your amusement?
What am I here for? Your amusement?
You're a funny guy, Dave. You're just a funny guy.
How am I funny? Like clown funny? What do you?
What do you mean? I'm funny. What do you mean by that? I'm funny. I amuse you.
How am I funny, Ron?
Not you, Mark. I mean, Dave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mark. This is going right over Ron's head. He has no idea what we're talking
He
about.
didn't see the movie Goodfellas,
No,
evidently.
He didn't.
All right. So you're on the air with our attorneys. Hello there.
Hey, good evening, gentlemen.
Your question.
My son and I were just recently named as defendants in a car accident that my son was involved in about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've talked with our insurance company about it. They haven't been real helpful in terms of telling us what to expect and even why they're doing this, because my son was 16 at the time. He was at a three-way stop. It was actually a four-way intersection.
Right.
And he believed that the person was stopping. He stopped. He started to go through it. The person kept going through because they didn't have a stop sign on their end. Well, he tapped the side of this man's vehicle, and the man went off the road and supposedly had injuries, but not at that time. He didn't have an ambulance come check him out or anything, any medical care at the moment. But the main question I have is on the summons notice. They name myself, my son, who was 16, and they also name his insurance company, not my insurance company, but the victim's insurance company.
Right.
So what does that mean? Like, why would they be naming his insurance company?
For a couple of reasons. Reasons. First of all, how old is your son now?
Well, this was almost exactly 2 years. He's 18. He turned 18 in December.
All right, so I don't know why they're suing you. They'd have to sue you if your son's a minor. But when
Does it matter that he was a minor at the time of the accident?
I don't think so. Now that he's 18, he can be sued in his own capacity.
No, he was 16 2 years ago. It was almost June 1st, 2
Yeah.
years ago.
Well, he was probably on his father's insurance policy.
Doesn't matter. The dad wasn't negligent.
Right.
The child was.
In the letter that they sent, or in the summons, it says that they're naming me because I should have known that he was irresponsible.
Oh, it's a negligent entrustment claim.
Driver.
It's a they sued you under a negligent entrustment theory. They sued him directly. They sued their own insurance company probably on two grounds. One, they probably got some med pay for them, and they're telling their own insurance company, come in and collect your own med pay. And two, they're probably thinking they don't know how much insurance you have.
Yeah, uninsured.
So they're naming them on a potential uninsured or underinsurance motorist claim. Just give it to your insurance company and they'll handle it from there. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right. Now, well, just one more question real quick. Will my son actually have to be in court for this?
Maybe.
Maybe.
If it goes to trial, yeah. If they want to take his deposition, they'll take his deposition. They'll give you notice. I was in an accident I got sued, and they took my deposition, and
I was in an accident where it wasn't my fault.
And did you take a deposition?
I'm
About to.
Yeah,
he's
ready to see how much money they're going to give me.
He is. It's perfectly within their right to take your son's deposition
and ask him interrogatories and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
But you should get out of that lawsuit real fast. Because how I mean, unless your son was running an errand for you.
Or you knew of or should have known that he's a reckless driver, that he's not a good driver.
Doesn't sound that way.
Yeah, it doesn't sound that way.
Look, a lot of times we put in negligent entrustment. You just do it. You just don't know. It's not something to worry about. That's what you get insurance for.
Right. I guess it's because when my insurance person told me it could be a year out there, I didn't want to be worrying about too much for a year before this all comes.
Right.
Let your insurance company do their job.
Appreciate your call.
All right.
Thank you. With our attorneys tonight, the legal show brought to you by Beatrice Cop 541. You're on the air. Go ahead with your question.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
This may be out of the attorney's purview, but we've been recipients of some insurance settlements in a lawsuit, and the main question I have is any of that taxable?
Well, no, if it's pain and suffering, it's not.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
What was the lawsuit over?
It was a bicycle accident.
Did you have any lost wages in the settlement of the claim?
No. Yeah, we claimed all that, I believe.
So I would talk to your accountant about that.
Yeah, lost wages you may have to pay tax on. Pain and suffering you don't. That's my understanding.
And what about a class action lawsuit?
It depends on what you're getting compensated for.
Okay. All right. I think that's all I got.
All right. Thank you very much.
Sounds to me like he already got paid, Dave. Could he get in a class action suit too? I don't know.
I look.
Or is it
There's
two
an.
separate things?
This is why I'm not a certified public accountant. Accountants are very smart, and I hate them because every time I see my accountant, every time they're like vampires. They just suck the life out of me. Okay, they're just conduits to the IRS. Okay, it's every time I go in there, I go, "What is it? It's bad. How bad?" And it's always worse than when they say,
Yeah.
they go bad. I go, "This isn't bad. This is terrible."
Yeah. No, I've been there. But you know what? For the caller that said if he's sued individually and collected and then wants to become part of a class suing on basically this for the same injuries, he may be barred because he's probably going to sign a release when he settles his individual case.
It sounded to me like he had two different types of claims.
Yeah, if there's two different claims, then that's something completely different. But if you settle a case,
I would
and then
talk
try to
to
become
an accountant.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go with attorney Beatrice and DeVecchio. The legal show brought to you by Beatrice Cop 544. And welcome. You're on the air.
Hi, I got divorced about 7 years ago, disillusioned, and we agreed on everything. Everything was split up. And she was able to get half of my retirement at that time, but I couldn't touch hers because she's a teacher. And you can't touch that until she retires. And my question is that would that be paid out in a lump sum? Or would that be paid out in payments?
Did you do a qualified domestic relations order
it has
on
to.
it?
Well, not the teachers would be a division of property order. It would be a DOPO. Those are two different things. So
DOPO.
A DOPO. Yes.
What's a DOPO?
Division of property order. Don't even. I went to a seminar about it,
Why-
and you want
why
to talk
is
about
it
getting
not
a
a-
headache?
Why
It was
is it not a qualified?
because it's a state funded. If you work for the state of Ohio, if you work for YSU, if you're a teacher, that's a division of property order stars. It would be just like OPERS. So, but they are vehicles used to divide retirements. Okay. So when you say she got half of your retirement, she would have gotten one half of everything that you put in during your 7-year marital term from the date of marriage to the date of dissolution.
No, I got divorced 7 years ago. It was a 30-year marriage.
Oh, 30-year marriage.
Why did you get divorced after 30 years?
Oh, Dave, come on. There's no time. Yeah.
Oh.
Were you already collecting your retirement at the time?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, and
I was not.
all your retirement, it was all marital?
Well, they were married 30 years.
Yes, it was. It was all.
No premarital contributions.
Come on, they've been married 30 years.
Well, he
gets married at 25. He's 55. What do you have between 18 and 25? Not much.
You never know.
Not much.
What if he got
How
married
old were
at
you when you got
35?
married?
Pardon me?
How old were you when you got married?
27.
All
So
right.
you were 57. And did you have much by the way of assets at 27 years old?
No.
Did you have any retirement plan at 27 years old?
No.
Can you say the word? Listen to me. Half. Yeah. All right. So your retirement got divided. When you say you couldn't attach hers because she's a teacher, you can. It rolls into your name the same way yours would roll into hers. When she becomes eligible to collect, then you have to reach the qualified.
Was he awarded it in the divorce?
Yeah, you know what, caller? That's a.
Yes, I was. My question is, I'm awarded that. As soon as she starts collecting, I'm awarded half of what we had at the time of the divorce. But my question to you guys is that paid out in a lump sum or is that paid out in payments?
Typically, it's paid out in payments, but I think that you could choose an option to roll it into something else or to take a lump sum. Okay. There may be tax ramifications that you might want to consider. So be careful what you do, because if you try to access it early, you're going to pay a penalty. They're not going to let you, first of all, and then you're going to be taxed on it. So talk to your financial advisor to find out which is the best method of payment.
Do you got time for one more question?
Yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I noticed going to these restaurants and that now when you use a card, they put a certain percentage on it.
Yes.
Any legalities of how
Yeah, they could do that.
They could do that.
They're charging the restaurants the juice.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in private practice, if someone put it on a credit card, I had to pay the credit card company an extra like 15%. So I had to offset the charge the client more.
So could it be different for every place you go?
Yeah.
4% at this place, 5%? And does that apply to a debit card also?
Shouldn't, because a debit card comes right out of
Access
your
is
bank
cash.
account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they're doing it at places I go to on a debit card.
They shouldn't.
It depends on if they're getting an administration fee charged to them by using the card.
Yeah.
And they're offsetting it on you. Yeah.
Hey, caller, caller, hang on a second. Dave, talk to him for just a minute. The first thing you should never be doing is using a debit card anywhere, right, Dave?
I agree.
You should never use a debit card, ever.
Because that goes right to your bank account. And that means someone can go in, if they got your numbers and replicated that card, which isn't hard to do, they can go in and wipe you out.
Never use a debit card. You don't have the rights that you do on a credit card. Dave said it numerous times on the program.
Right.
There are certain places.
Certain places do provide that protection.
Yes. And well, other places also give you a discount if you use cash.
Yeah.
So, if you have a debit card, go take the cash out and go to the restaurant.
Well, then they charge you the juice taking the cash out. You have to go to the bank.
I got an email.
No, go to an ATM is what I meant.
They still charge you money. You use an ATM machine, they charge you sometimes 7%, 3%.
Right.
Even if you use a debit card, the restaurant still has to pay for the use of the machine very often.
Yeah.
Pass that
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you. But Dave, you say it time and time again. It's worth repeating for our listeners. You should never use a debit card at a gas pump or anywhere. Use a credit card. Debit cards.
Well, I'll use my debit card at a high usage gas station sometimes. Okay, because it's if it's a trusted place, I do. But look, if they get a hold of those numbers, they get access to your bank account. So people that are using their debit card, you want to go to your bank and say, is there a stop loss on this? Or if someone gets my numbers, can they wipe me out? And really, you should find that out before you start using a debit card.
Primarily, you use a credit card, though.
I do, primarily.
Primarily use cash. I'm old school.
I don't. I use a credit card. I hate paying that bill every month. It comes in and it's.
I know. That's why I use cash almost always.
It's just.
You take that bill, huh?
It's just. I'm like, I got my son a credit card. Okay.
Yeah.
So he, in his name, so he could build up credit, right?
Yeah.
And so, he's home last summer, and I get his bill, and I go, Alexander, I gave you a credit card. I bought you a car. You're ordering DoorDash? I couldn't wrap my head around it. I said, go get in your car and go get the food.
Yeah.
Okay, you're 23 years old. I love him, but there was like 20 DoorDashes.
No, my boys DoorDash a lot.
I don't get it.
And there's
when I was
young, there's like 8 restaurants within walking distance.
I know. I just go.
Yeah.
Go pick it. Order it to go and be your own DoorDash driver.
I agree.
Or Uber Eats or whatever.
Why would he do such a thing?
Because he can, Ron. You know what? Here's the reason. Because my wife says, well, he was tired. I go, he's 23. I'm 65. I'm allowed to be tired. Okay? I could just see if I said to my dad.
I don't think I was ever tired at 23.
I could just see if I said to my dad, okay? My kids come ask me for money. I used to be ashamed to ask my dad for $20. My kids, they're not shy. My daughter texts me and my wife, and she goes, hey, Dad, you send me and Mommy to London to see the Browns? I said, if you guys want to go. I'll pay for it. And my wife, she says, no, I don't want to go. And it's like, I said, you see, Rose? She's always thinking I'm trying to get rid of her. I said, go, have fun. Go over to Pond, Governor. Go see the Browns play in London.
And you were going to pay for it?
Yeah, go, have fun. Okay? I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Ron. I'm going to be married 35 years this year. 35, that's a long, I've been...
35 years of happy marital bliss.
Bliss, just bliss.
That's why you come in the morning with a smile on your face.
Smile on my face.
You run out this door
Run
late
out
at
this
night because
door
you
to
can't
get
wait to
home.
get home.
See, and then
It's
I have
a
a
beautiful
dog. I have a
thing.
dog now.
Yeah.
The dog thinks that my wife is either its spouse or its mother, because that dog will be laying by the door. As soon as I walk in, that dog bolts and jumps on her chair. I get within 5 feet of my wife, the thing snips at me.
Well, I think
It
that's
snips at me.
the dog was trained to do that.
No, and she
Have
goes,
you-
"Oh, don't."
your wife paid the
She doesn't
trainer.
mean it. She doesn't, and she pets her when she snips at me. I go, "You're rewarding the dog for
Yeah.
snipping at me." So in the middle of the night, when I, go down, I want to get some water or something. The dog comes down. She hears the refrigerator, and she looks at me, and I go, "We are not in a relationship right now. You're not getting anything. As a matter of fact, I'm going to slowly eat this food in front of you, and
You'll get
so
nothing
you'll
and
get,
like it.
You'll get nothing, and you will like it, and that's what you get for snipping at me. Why don't you go upstairs and see if mommy will pet you right now? Okay, because
And
I'm not."
Lift herself out of bed and come down here and give you something.
So
out
I
of the
told my
fridge.
wife, I said, "That's it. I'm getting a dog." And she goes, I don't want to. No, I said, "I'm getting a dog. I already put an order in for a puppy. I'm getting a new puppy in the fall." And she goes, "Why?" I go, "Because your dog doesn't like me."
Yeah, but you're never around.
I'm gonna bring
That
the
dog
dog
won't
to the
even know
office.
you.
I'm gonna bring they want it. I'm gonna bring the dog to the office. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have a companion.
An emotional support
I'm
dog.
gonna have an emotional support dog, right?
All right. That
I mean,
sounds
she
good.
has a dog that bites me and she pets it. Oh, she doesn't mean it. Why are you petting her? She'll go, "No, don't do it. Oh, look, she's just protecting me." Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So you're going to get a dog and take it on your boat and everything?
Absolutely.
What kind of dog you thinking of getting?
I'm getting
You're a man like dog. Can I just make a statement?
You're gonna get a little lap dog.
No, I'm not.
Right. Please.
I'm getting a Labradoodle.
Oh, okay. That's a good dog.
You got a woman's car now, from what the guys say. You're driving a woman's car. Don't get a little dog because then
I'm not going to get it, and I'm getting the windows tinted. Brian and Frank would only let me buy that car if I promised to get the windows tinted.
you bought a girl's car.
That's what they said.
You're gonna get one of those hairless cats like Dr. Evil.
No, I'm not getting a cat.
Why don't you get a Labradoodle? Why that? Why don't
Oh, they're great dogs.
yeah, but why don't you get a beagle?
A beagle?
Oh, I love beagle. I had a beagle when I was a
No,
young
I
boy.
can't get anything that sheds. I can't deal with the shedding.
You know what he should get? He should get a golden retriever. They're very friendly.
They shed.
You should get a pit bull and train
It's a
it to
golden
attack
doodle.
your
That's
wife's
what it
dog.
is. That's what I'm buying. I'm buying a golden.
A golden doodle. Yes, those
They
are
don't
good
shed.
dogs. Yes,
And they're very friendly
and they're smart
and they're smart. And I'm going to train it. And I'm going to have time to train it.
and they're loyal.
And they're loyal.
But they're not watchdogs. They're not attack dogs.
And
They're not.
But you hear them bark.
They'll bark,
My little
and then
dog
they'll run
barks.
in the other direction when you walk toward
My
them.
little dog.
This is the worst idea, Mark. I think.
No, it's not. I don't care. My wife says, "I'm not taking care of that dog." I go, okay. You know what? You're not allowed to pet the dog. So
Yeah.
when she sees that little puppy, she's going, "Let me
Who's
hold
going
it."
to clean up your dog's mess?
I am. I'm going to take the dog. I know how to train a dog. Believe me, my first dog I had, it was the best trained dog we had. Okay. Cause kids were young and I took the kids downstairs and I know how to do it.
Okay.
Right?
All
So
right.
now I have a little bit of time. When I get home, I'm going to train the dog and she's going to go, "Let me pet the dog." I'm going, absolutely not.
When you walk the dog, will you have a giant eagle bag so when
Yes.
you pick up the doo-doo?
I'm going to pick up the doo-doo.
That's not a good job.
Oh, I can't wait to have a dog.
You,
I want someone, when I walk in, to go, "Hello, how are you? How you doing?"
yeah.
Okay. Instead of, "Put your dinner in the microwave."
That's unconditional love. Those
There's
dogs.
unconditional
Love.
All right.
He's just, Mark, you are so right. He has no time for a dog.
No,
He's never home.
that dog. He'll be looking
The
for
dog's coming to the office with me every day.
Mark, he
Yeah.
doesn't have time for his boat, for God's sakes.
Don't start with my boat right now. I'm not a happy camper right now.
How are you going to do it with the dog? You going to take the dog?
It should be in this
to federal
weekend.
court?
I'm going to leave the dog at the office. There's people here that love dogs. I'm going to leave
What
the
if you
dog.
get back after 5 and the people
They'll have them crate the dog and I'll come back and get the dog. Okay. And there's people that'll come to your house, take care of the dog if I have to be away. And up at the islands and up at Lake Erie, they love dogs.
You could board the dog if you need over. It's like
I'm not
$50
gonna
a
board
night.
dog. I'm not boarding a dog.
Yeah.
They get that whooping cough or whatever. No, they have places that comes in. I mean, my house is like Fort Knox.
But training a dog to crate a dog is a job.
For a couple months, I'll do it. It's fine. I know how to do it.
I can hardly wait. Boy,
We'll have some stories, Ron.
Wait? When my wife wants to pet that dog, I'm nope.
This is what should be on the YouTube channel. Dave training the dog. I would want to watch that.
Oh yeah, well you
Dave
do it.
Walking the dog.
Yeah.
All right, what's on WFMJ tomorrow morning?
Speaking of dogs, I was in Canfield Court, and someone lives in an agricultural area, and the police cited someone whose dog was barking 3 houses down. And so I'm going to talk about dog barks and loud noises and what you could do as a neighbor.
Nice.
Nice. All right.
Thanks, Ron.
We'll see ya.
Call you tomorrow. You don't have to call me. All right, I'll just see you here.
See you down there. I'll be down there by noon if the thing starts at 1.
Okay.